Hello, guys. Welcome to this 100-page episode of reading and recapping and thinking about my reactions of the book Dune. I have read 100 pages of Frank Herbert's 1965 Dune. For the first time ever, I am not, for those that are new here and that have not watched my other videos, I'm not a professional reader. I'm not even a reader. I'm not a book nerd. I'm not like a bookworm or nothing like that. This is the first book that, well, I've read like manga. I can read manga very easily. Um, Small snips from books and stuff like that. But the books, like the books with just pure words in them, I have a very hard time reading those. I have read large portions of other books, but never a book completely through, let alone like a non nonfiction book. I mean fiction book. So yeah, I read the book. I read 100 pages of the book Dune by Frank Herbert, and so far I'm really liking this. I really like the way the author writes. He is very detailed. Um, he's he has an imagination, but it's not the greatest imagination because this movie was written. I mean, not this movie. I watched the movie too, 1984's Dune. But what I'm saying is that this book was written in 1965, and the technology was not the same as it is today. And he predicts how the technology is in the way deep into the future, and he gets a lot of things wrong. So I like see past that. I try to see what his story is trying to portray and all that stuff. But it's a pretty cool movie. I mean, pretty cool book. Why do I keep saying movies? Because Dune has came out in the movies, and Dune 3 is going to come out in December 18th of this year, I believe. So I have all this time to read those books, watch the movies. I already seen Dune 1984, the 2000 and what is it, 22 Dune Part 1 and Part 2. So I already know those I'm just missing the Dune um that's coming out this year in December. So, and also I have to read the book. So it's pretty good. I like it. I read 10 pages a day, and I've been doing 10 pages at a time. I could only read 10 pages because I'm a very slow reader, and believe me, it's very hard for me to read those 10 pages a day. There are times when I'm like, oh, I don't want to fucking do this. But I read it. I read the first few pages, I yawn. I'm like, oh my God, this is boring. I yawn, and as soon as I yawn and read after I get to about 1 or 2 pages, then I could get into the book. Then I could start reading. I'm not yawning. I'm really into it. So it takes me about like it's a slow starter for me. Like it's hard for me to read the first 1 or 2 pages, but once I get going, I could read to my 10 pages. And the thing that sucks is that some days I feel like I could read more, and some days I feel like I could read less. But 10 pages is basically what I could read right now. But I would love to be one of those people that could read 300 pages a day. I could read more books. And believe me, there's a lot of books that I want to read. That's also another challenge for me, is that since I'm such a slow reader, um, I can't buy new books till I finish this book, or I can't look at other books um, until I finish this. But I have been reading manga and watching movies, so I read the manga Chainsaw Man, the first one, and that's pretty cool. And yeah, you could read multiple books at the same time. So and watch movies and all that. So far, let me see. I'm on. This would be the review for pages 90 to 100. Okay, and in these 10 pages, we start to see that Jessica and her son Paul are starting to realize that they're trying to kill Paul, and they're trying to warn the father, but they don't want to warn. They don't want to just send it over the phone. They want to talk to him privately and say, "Okay, we're being someone's trying to kill us, and there's someone in our group that is a traitor." So that's basically how it ends. The 100 pages. So if you don't know anything about Dune, the the main story takes place in a planet called Arrakis, and there's different people from different planets um, that go to Arrakis to mine spices, and I don't think it explains exactly why they want those spices in the beginning yet, but basically the Harkonnens from the House of Harkonnens, which is a planet, they they are already there in Arrakis. They're supposedly the bad guys, and the House of Caladan, which are the good guys, are going to Arrakis to take over that planet. There's also an empire which you don't really hear that much about yet, but hopefully they'll shed more light about that. Also, there's people that already live in Arrakis and are native to the land, and those people are called the Fremen, and those Fremen have no white in their eyes. The entire their entire white of their eye is blue, and I think their pupils are blue also. So it's blue on blue eyes, and they got that from DNA or something. I don't know, but that's basically the entire story. But it's pretty entertaining book. If you're gonna read it, it's about 700 pages, probably like specifically is like 688 pages, but around 700 pages. And what I like to do is do 10 pages a day. First, read a book, like to see how much of a reader you are. Get a book and start reading it and see how many pages you can read. If you could only read about 5 pages, then just do 5 pages a day. And try to go like try to go like either like one page. Imagine you could only read one page a day. It'll take you forever. But if you could only read one page, do one page a day. But make sure what I would suggest is that you do it in numbers that are easy to divide. So it'd be like 10 pages a day. I'm always going to end in a 10-page day. If you could do 20, then you do every 20. So you do to page 20, then you do to page 40, then to page 60. If you do 5 pages a day, you do to page 5, then to 10, then to 15, then to 20. If you could do 50 a day, then you're an advanced reader. That'll be crazy. But you could do 50 to 100, 150 to 200 to 250 to 300 to 350. I would love to read 50 pages a day. That would be amazing. But so far, I can only read 10 pages a day. And yeah, that's my journey right there.